All right, everybody.
Hey, everyone.
I am hijacking Lynn's show to bring her to you with this special masterclass webinar for you. For those of you that don't know me, I am Lori Girardi, and I am super proud and excited to be here tonight to have Lynn share with you her expertise all about virtual parties, online parties, Facebook parties, whatever you call them. Lynn is the go-to person. And so we are fortunate that about once a season, I twist her arm and say, all right, we've been getting lots of questions about virtual parties, and it's time to do an update and give a webinar on what's in and what's out so everybody can get smart with Facebook parties.
Here's what is in. Acting like a human. Now, I've been saying this for a long time.
I know, right? What we've been saying since the beginning is finally in vogue. So that's good.
Be a human being when you're on Facebook. And speaking your own voice, my kind of simple test is if you wouldn't say it to somebody that you just met in person, it doesn't belong on Facebook. Meaning it should just be conversational, like you just met somebody and you're telling them about your business. What's out is spammy verbiage and baiting for comments, likes, and shares. Don't even use any of those words in your post. Don't use the word comment. Don't use the word like. Don't use the word share. What's in? Going live to create a virtual living room. And for me, I was all about this before this became a thing. It's easier to go live. It's more like an in-home party experience, and it's a two-way conversation. It's less post, right? Fewer things to have to look at in the party that you're posting. Easier to find the content you want people to find. Better value for those people joining the party. So live video is where it's at. That is the future of your online parties. What's out? Static graphics. We've moved into a new day here where video content is what is working, and it's not going away. There's just more and more and more ways, really exciting ways that you can create video content. And it's kind of making your static graphics look like, the typewriter compared to the Mac. It's, what's going to get people to stop scrolling, to get their attention, right? And it's video content is what does that. People don't want to have to scroll in a Facebook party to find what they're looking for. And we know if people can't find what they're looking for within just a few seconds, they're out, right? So it's important to really clean up that party feed so the important content can be easily found. People don't want to refresh. We're telling you, you got to refresh to hear the video.
Just to do something that's not a glitch, or that is a glitch, right?
Yeah, it's like, I have to do that, right? And imagine people having to do that throughout your party just to be able to figure out where to find the content. You need to make it easy for people to shop, because today's consumers are savvy, and if they don't get what they want and get it quickly, they're out of that party. So 'tis the season to use more video content. And what's really exciting, you can use a whole lot of video content without ever having to put on lip gloss or be camera ready. You don't even have to be on camera if you don't want to, right? So native video, what does that mean? It's video that you created yourself, probably from your phone or your desktop, and you uploaded it to Facebook. It auto plays. It kind of gives the look and feel of live video, right? Live video, of course, I love it. It is, for me, like the only way to party. It just makes so much sense. Animated stickers. Now, Canva, for those of you that are using Canva, yes, we love it, canva.com, to create more content. Canva is really upping their game and providing more ways to use video content. One of them is animated stickers and GIFs and copyright-free video. Like just in the last month, their content library is just exploding with video content. Now, for those of you that are like, I need somebody to hold my hand step by step and help me figure this all out. One of my most popular courses, it's called Facebook Party Pro. If any of my students are here, let us know in the comments. Let us know if you guys are a graduate of Facebook Party Pro. Stick around for the end because we are going to offer a great way for you guys to jump into that at a special dealio. But for my Facebook Party Pro students, I'm going to be doing a bonus training on ways to use Canva to create more video content, actually how-to tutorial without having to be on video. So that's coming up. What else is in? Value-added party themes that solve a problem. Now, this is really important because what's out is calling a Facebook party a Facebook party. That ship has sailed. People are like, oh, I don't want to go. I've been there, done that. Don't want to do that again, right? It's all about what's in it for those party guests. I said today's consumer is super savvy and they don't want to waste their time with content that is not relevant for them. You really have to deliver for people what is something that they're going to take away. Are they going to learn something? Are they going to have fun? Is it going to be a great experience? We talk a lot about the experience economy, and that also applies to your virtual parties. So you guys want some ideas?
Yes.
So this is our holiday edition, right? So here are, again, I'm keeping it super simple for you, 3 value-added holiday Facebook party themes that you could literally create 3 different party types, give people choices, and be able to book more parties and deliver more value to your party guests this whole season long. 1, my must-have seasonal trends, right? This is what people want to know, like what's trending for the holiday season. So think about jewelry. What are the style trends for the holiday season? Makeup. What are the makeup trends? If you saw anything relating to home decor, DIY, candles, what are the home trends, right? Every single industry has specific styles, colors, you name it, no matter what product it is that you sell. How about, organization, cleaning? What are the trends that they need for entertaining, cooking? The list goes on, right? Holiday how-tos and tips. Oh my gosh, if you guys need inspiration, just search Pinterest for holiday how-tos. Right. And you will find board after board after Pinterest board of holiday how-tos. We'll look to see which ones are the most that are being repinned. That they're obviously hot topics that you could find as inspiration, not to copy, but inspiration that could apply to your business. People love those how-tos and tips. What else do they want to know? Gift ideas, right? You could do your top 10 gift ideas that you sell for under $30 or under $50 or under $10, right? If you sell paparazzi under $5.
Yeah. So it's interesting because I think this is one of the hardest concepts for people to grasp, because it's like, well, wait, I'm not going to unveil everything in my catalog. Yeah. Even at an in-home party, right? A hard thing to grasp, which is the concept of less is more. And when people imagine taking time out of their schedule in the evening to come to a virtual party, you want them to be excited for it. You want them to be thinking, I have to go to that because I want to learn that, or I want to experience that, or that's something I don't know, or I am curious about that. Because it's the idea that you want the host to be excited to tell people about it, have a reason to follow up with them, that she can identify those people that she wants to come because she's like, oh my gosh, I know this one will love it, this one will love it, and this one will love it. And when you come up with just a few ideas, and you'll notice she didn't say, here's my 47 best gift ideas. It's like a manageable amount that doesn't give people anxiety when they're coming. They're like, oh, this is really exciting. Or my 3 seasonal trends you have to know. So think about how we name our webinars and things like that when we share them with you. We could tell you 400 best ways to do something, but you wouldn't come because you would be like, oh my gosh, that sounds overwhelming and I'm not even there yet. When we say we're going to break it down into 3 easy steps, you're like, I have to be there. I have to learn this. So it's the same thing with your parties. And that's where, brainstorming with your leader or another consultant to come up with a couple is just the way to get started. And once you do a few, you get good at realizing, you figure out like what's working and what's not and what you would change and what took too much time and what people were asking questions about.
Yeah, I did a holiday theme when I was active. Like I just stopped doing Facebook parties not that long ago. One of my themes was how to make over your mantle for the holiday season. That was my Facebook party. And I literally went live and made over my mantle. And of course, they wanted to buy everything that I showcased on the mantle, which meant they needed to book a party to get all the things. And of course, 3 of them came in the starter kit. Oh my gosh, you should really just become a consultant. So by having that really focused concept, it gets more people there. They know what their takeaway is going to be. What else is in? Coaching the host to send personal invitations. This is even more important with Facebook, kind of doubling down on those community standards. What's out is using a group or event to invite guests. I already mentioned if you use that as part of your, kind of online party process to just click like, invite people to group. It seems like because the button's there, we should do it, but that can land you again and get you in jail and get you flagged because you're not necessarily friends with that party, those party guests. Even the host is doing it, could get her flagged if those are people that are more acquaintances that barely know her and are like, why is she inviting me to this group or event when I barely know this person. So just because somebody's our Facebook friend does not mean they should be invited to the party without a personal invitation. Real simple. I always coached my hostess and said, who do you know well enough that you would invite them to your home? Let's start with that list. Okay. And then I didn't even create the event until the hostess got those yes RSVPs. Then I sent her the link to the event and said, okay, tell everybody to come on in. And because that became part of my unique formula, what happened is all the guests come in at one time and they all start engaging and interacting at one time. And that helps you kind of use the algorithm in the right way, where now you're getting engagement and interaction on the post. It's telling Facebook, oh, people are liking this. We're now going to show it to more people. So the more you kind of create that feeling of everybody coming in at one time, the more you'll benefit in terms of how the algorithm actually works. Much more effective way to invite those party guests to the party. What else is in? Using a lead magnet, one of my favorite things to do to take control of the party. We cannot depend on Facebook to control our business, right? What's out is hoping party guests see that Facebook notification.
Yep.
You cannot,
like even tonight.
Yeah.
We sent an email. And we sent I sent a text message to everybody who is in Project Broadcast that we have that is subscribed. We didn't rely at all on you just following Lynn's page because odds are we wouldn't have, almost 200 of our favorite people watching live with us right now if we did that. And so it feels like it's a little bit harder, but actually it simplifies it. It puts it all in your control.
Yeah, because what if you do land in jail? What if Facebook shuts down, which they have in the past year several times, and you've got 3 parties coming up, and you have no way to contact those party guests, right? You have the hostess contact information, hopefully off of Facebook. You have a phone number. You need to create your own list. If Facebook shut down tomorrow, here's the question, right? Would you have a customer list? Or is your list in your group and you're just hoping that that's going to go on forever? Well, it's not.
And not just a customer list in your company's system, because if your company's system isn't attached to something that can actually send them an email, that means they haven't actually opted into email. And that's, depending on, well, wherever you live, it's important. But you have to really be conscious of spam laws, that just because you got somebody's email, like off of an order form, doesn't mean that gives you permission to email them, which is why having this lead magnet, and I'm hoping, Lynn, you're going to give them a couple of examples, but having a lead magnet where they say, oh my gosh, I want that. And they're either texting you to get it. So now you have their personal phone information, and or they're opting in using email in some way through the process, whether it's through the process of the whole party, that you have the ability to communicate with them. I know both Lynn and I love chatbots, but over the last year, chatbots have changed significantly, and we can't just send a message out to everybody who actually really wants a message from us when we're going live or when we're doing something fun that they want to be a part of. We can't do that anymore. And thankfully, we didn't abandon sort of the tried and true things like text messaging and email that were working. So.
Yeah, it's true. So you want to make sure that you're offering something of value. If you don't know what I mean by a lead magnet, think of a magnet, right? You're giving people a reason to attract. They're attracted to something that you're giving them, and in exchange for that thing that you're giving them, they're handing over a phone number or an email. That's what a lead magnet is. I've got some lead magnet ideas for you. Super simple ones that you can easily use Canva to create. I actually have a tutorial for that in that Facebook Party Pro course for those of you guys that need it. Or your company might actually have one. They might have a tool that's easily available that you could turn into a lead magnet. So here are 3 easy lead magnet ideas. These are the three ones that people love to get. Guides. People will give you an email to get your guide. Okay. So think style guide, organizing guide, makeover guide, smoky eye guide, right? Yep. Skincare guide. The list goes on, right?
And so if your company has one, you don't have to recreate the wheel, just personalize it, making sure that when they save it, they download it, they put it on their phone, that it has your information on it.
Yeah, again, it has value for them, right? And it's also teaching them typically how to then use your product. A checklist. People also love a checklist. So think about a checklist that your company might have, or something you can easily create. One of the ones I recently used on a training that I did for you, for those of you that attended, was a vendor event checklist. Cost me nothing to create on Canva. Made it a PDF, 1 page, and literally a ton of value for my community of exactly what they need to bring to be successful at a vendor event. Super easy peasy. And then last but not least, an ebook. Now, when I say ebook, I don't mean that you're like needing to publish a book on Amazon. I'm just saying, instead of a 1-page PDF, maybe it's 3 pages. It's a mini ebook. And one thing that's really great for that kind of lead magnet is a recipe ebook. Yeah. Right? It could be your top 5 cookie recipes for the holiday season, and it's 5 pages. Each page is the recipe. And another reason that I love Canva, they do not pay me, by the way, to say they should, is that you can include clickable links. Now, again, this might be like,
yeah, if it's in a PDF, it's
a PDF, you can include a clickable link. And I actually did that for those of you that got my vendor event checklist. It said, go here to learn how to get the best events. And literally they clicked the PDF and it took them to a blog post on my website. So you could do the same thing. You could say, click here to get our cookie maker, and it goes to your website with the link to order the product to make the recipes.
Which that brings up a very important thing. Sometimes a lead magnet could be as simple as my video on the 5 tips of whatever, or my blog article on the whatever. So we often use things we've already published as a lead magnet. So it's like you're not creating something new all the time. You're using something that becomes a standard of what you do. And if this is complicated for you, think about what the simplest little bit of information and inspiration that somebody who is curious about your products, maybe there's maybe you sell products that are like chemical free or better for you, and there are certain ingredients everybody needs to avoid in your company's opinion, in your opinion. A little pocket guide. It could be literally a graphic, because if it's on my phone and they're texting you for it and you're sending it back to them, that is a lead magnet. So it doesn't have to be overly complicated to be hugely powerful. So I want that to sink in, because this should be one of those mind-blowing things that's like, I never thought about giving them something at the beginning of this virtual experience so that I get from them their contact information. So now I can talk with them and I can build this relationship. And imagine when you get something, think about all of you who participate in everything that we do. We give away tons of free content, and we know it helps build a sense of community that then when we actually offer something that you have to pay for, you know the value of it. You're like, oh my gosh, I have to have this, because if they say I have to have it, I have to have it. I trust them already. And it's the same thing. It builds that little bit of trust with you as the expert in what you're doing without you actually having to be the expert at what you're doing.
Yeah. And I'm going to guess most of you, if you're doing any kind of live video or blogging or YouTube, already have the content. You just haven't used it in this way. So this has actually, my formula, this is actually one of your very first posts is to offer that freebie, that free gift, so that you can take the conversation off of Facebook early on in the party and now have everybody's texting you to get that value added free gift, so you can then start a conversation. All right. What else? And that leads us actually to my next point here.
We could spend a whole hour talking about simple lead magnets, depending on what you sell. That's like so fun.
I know, we could. So that brings us to repurposing your Facebook page content, right? I just said you probably already have this content sitting there and you're thinking, well, but it's already there. Anybody can see it. Just because it's there doesn't mean they know how to find it, okay? What's out is reposting the same content in every party, copy pasting over and over and over again. That is a quick road to Facebook jail.
So can we boil that down to very literal? So what's in is taking your Facebook post content and hitting the little share button and sharing it to where you want it to go, into your event or into your group, as opposed to copying words and creating a new post that is, let's call it pretend fresh content, because it's not fresh content, it's copied. And Facebook doesn't like things that are copied. Facebook likes original content that's shared. Sharing, good. Copy paste, bad.
Exactly. Facebook loves sharing. And guess what? That's a bonus for you, because now people are engaging and interacting with content that's on your Facebook page. Guess what? The bells and whistles are going off that this is now an engaging post. Imagine all your party guests engaging on a post that you created, 2 months ago.
Right.
And then turn off the comments. That's like my little secret strategy in where you posted it. So all those comments go back to the original post. Now you have social proof for whatever it is you were talking about in that post. And people are commenting, oh, I love it. That's my favorite. Gotta have it. This is awesome. 3, 5, 6, 10 parties later, now that one post that you've reshared over and over again has 50 comments on it. What? Yes. And it tells the algorithm to show it to more people. So as you're, building the content on your Facebook page, this is just a super smart strategy, is everything you're posting, think to yourself, how can I use this in my upcoming Facebook parties? If you just create your post with that in mind, you will be much more effective with the content you're creating on your Facebook page. And I have ideas for that too. So here's some ideas to create content on a business page with your online parties in mind. Customer and host interviews. I said it earlier, there's no better way to sell your product, to sell your host program too, than to interview your customers and your host. Let them do the selling for you. And you could have an interview a week, 2 a month, and sprinkle them throughout your upcoming online parties. A customer interview is worth gold when it comes to talking about your products. A holiday how-to tip, right? So that was one of the things I said that you could use for a lead magnet. Well, you could create 5 holiday how-to tips. Each one could just be a simple tip, right? 15 minutes long, 10 minutes long. And one could be your lead magnet. Another one you could use for your upcoming Facebook party. And I'll give you a simple idea. So one of the things that I would always love to do during the holiday season, I sold candles, was show how to use candles, like 5 ways to use candles for holiday gifts under $1. So I would take little tea lights, little votive candles. I would wrap them in tooling. And one tip was to use them to decorate a tree, especially an artificial tree, because the candle scent was evergreen. Now your tree smells like evergreen. Attach them to a gift package instead of a bow, right? Give them out with little gift tags on them. Fun little ways that people can get more value and more use of your products, and saving them time and money. That's what it's all about. Gift ideas for a niche market. Now, I mentioned gift ideas as a great theme for your Facebook party, but you could create the content for that ahead of time and repurpose it at all your upcoming parties. So you could do, one video could be 10 gift ideas for busy moms. And then another video could be, your 5 best gift ideas for men. Yeah. And then another video could, you guys get the idea, gift ideas under $25. And so there's all the content for your upcoming gift idea parties. And you are not even having to go live at that specific date and time. You've already created the content. Now you're just resharing it at that specific date and time. Monthly specials and promotions. Instead of creating those marketing messages, which can get you flagged, right? Because you're using those words. Go live once a month in the beginning of the month and share what's coming up. Here are the monthly specials and promotions for the month of November. Yeah. And that's the post that you share in your Facebook party to tell them what's coming up. Okay. And then a behind the scenes or those sneak peeks. People love to go behind the scenes. If you've got a new product coming in, do an unboxing on your business page. Maybe it's the hostess special of the month, or it's the hostess special for next month. And you want to share a sneak peek for December because you want to be booking both parties this month and next month. So you can use that as a really fun teaser. All right, what else is in? Always ask a question to encourage conversation. What's out? One-way conversations.
Especially not a monologue.
Yeah. You are not standing on a podium with all uppercase, exclamation, screaming at the party guests. Yeah. So if you're hearing a lot of crickets, it is time to change the verbiage that you're using at your online parties.
Yeah. And if you're asking questions to encourage conversation, but you're live in a video and there's no one there, it's not necessarily a question problem. It's a host coaching challenge. So very often the skill that we need to get better at is not the one that we think it is. So if there are not people there to engage with you and there are crickets because of that, it's a different problem.
That's a different problem. Or you didn't use a lead magnet so that you could text everybody with the link and say, I'm live right now. Come join me at the party. Here are some, I mean, I literally could have wrote 100 conversation starters, but here's 5 to get you guys started. Describe how you feel about your Facebook parties right now. I'm asking this for real, so you guys can tell us. We're modeling this. Describe how you feel about your Facebook parties right now on a scale of 1 to 10. 10, love it. 1, tanking, big time. Tell us where you guys are. What is 1, fill in the blank with your product, that you could not live without? Now, this doesn't have to be a specific product. So let's say you sell makeup. Right? You could say, what is 1
category?
Pick a category. What is 1 lipstick color you could not live without? That would be really fun and get lots of engagement, right?
Mine's sugar plum. I could not live without that.
You guys know mine. It's pink. I have like 10 shades of pink lip gloss. What is the color I couldn't live without? That would be pink. How old were you when? This can be, people love to engage and interact with these kind of posts, right? It could be something like, how old were you when you attended your first fill in the blank with your company name party? Or how old were you when you bought your first home? Have you ever fill in the blank? I mean, again, that could be like 50 different posts. Have you ever attended or have you ever gone to an ugly sweater party? And then have them post a photo of the ugly sweater, right? People love to do that. Yep. What is your favorite fill in the blank? I hope you're asking that question when you're going live during your Facebook parties to identify those important leads. But again, you know, if you want to put a holiday spin and just make an engagement post, what is your favorite holiday movie? Or describe how you feel about the Hallmark Channel. Everybody will be like crying gifts, right?
And when you think about these conversation starters, it's not just about engaging for products you sell. It's the same concept to engage them, to talk about having them host an experience like they're having, or to have them pique their curiosity about the business opportunity. The have you ever, you know, it's how many women sit there wishing they could be part of, like, you know, an adult sorority. Maybe they were in one in college, or they never went to college and they thought that everybody. So, you know, have you ever wished you could have a life where you could just be part of a sorority today? And people are like, yes, I wish I would. Or if they were in a sorority, oh my gosh, the sorority pride comes out and that's never ending. And getting people to imagine all that you have to offer, not just the products you have to sell.
Yeah, I actually have a whole thing about joining a sorority when I was 50. So now you know I'm older than 50. But I love that, Lori. Have you ever been in a sorority and then you tell the story of how being part of your direct sales team is just like being in a sorority at an older age, right? So perfect. What else is in? And we're almost at the end to wrap up here. Smart follow-up tools. Don't party without them, that lead to those sales parties and those really important recruiting leads. What's out? Struggling. We don't want that to happen to you anymore. Don't struggle to, you know, figure out how to get guests to the party, to buy and book and do what you do. There is a much better way. Here are just some of the follow-up tools that Lori and I both love and use. Google Forms. I would never, ever, 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 ever party without a Google form. In fact, I have stats on using my Google form, and 62% of my party guests check the box to host some type of party, in-home, virtual, catalog, when I used a Google form for my Facebook parties. And 12% were interested in joining the business and learning more. Yeah, don't not use it. Project Broadcast, a great CRM system using text messaging, again, to get control of the party, get people to contact you. Facebook Messenger, very similar. I modeled this during my last vendor event training. It had people message me to get my lead magnet, which was that vendor checklist. So you can also use some great tools built into your Facebook business page. YouTube, I mentioned Jennifer Trevarthen and her great success. Well, she now downloads her Facebook Live video, puts it on YouTube, so smart for YouTube content, and then sends the link to the hostess so that she can send the same virtual party to people who are not on Facebook, which, believe it or not, there's a lot of people that are still not, or, they're just not actively on Facebook. And of course, SendShare, one of our favorite scheduling tools, you need to be scheduling at the right time so that you get the engagement and interaction. Timing is almost just as important, especially when it comes to virtual parties, because you are dealing with so many different time zones, and odds are it's not the time zone that you're in. So you need to be thinking about the time zone other people are in to make sure they're there to show up. If you do need more help, as I mentioned earlier, I do have a great course. It's my most popular course called Facebook Party Pro. And it is not a webinar. It is on demand, 18 tutorials. So it literally is a resource that you can go to time and time and time again to get exactly specifically Canva, Google Forms, Facebook Live, host coaching, creating events, everything that you could possibly need, even the printables to go with your online parties. It's step by step. It's a $247 course, fully robust course, one time. It's an awesome value, but we're doing it $100 off. So if
it's the best gift you could get yourself this season.
A special $100 discount is going to end Cyber Weekend. It's 18 tutorials, and it doesn't mean 18 tutorials that you got to all learn right now. Like I said, this is on demand, step by step. This will become a resource for you because I update it as social media changes. So this training we're doing tonight will disappear after Cyber Weekend. So this is available for a limited time, but for our course students, you'll get this in the course. This will end up in the course. We've got 18 tutorials, 6 bonus videos, 11 printables, including a hostess checklist, a prize tracker, an elite hostess club certificate to help you recognize your top hosts to really drive engagement there. The bonus videos include Google Forms, Canva. Again, I'm doing another bonus on Canva for students. So, as things change, I invite our students to come to more free training. That's part of the course that you already have. It's not something new that you need to then get.
There was somebody who asked, is this sort of a course for the beginner or for advanced? And I'm just going to say it's for both. So it walks you through every nuance and every detail of everything you need to know to be successful with your virtual Facebook parties. Like, you don't have, you're going to get all of the examples that, of course, that we just even touched on the tip of the iceberg tonight. And it's going to walk you through step by step how to do this successfully. So what I love so much about this course is Lynn has evolved it as Facebook has changed so that it's current and up-to-date content that is also evolving as there are changes. So we have a couple of testimonials from some folks who have been rocking their parties. So we have Laura Greenberg Schiller, who says, wow, I did my first party. She sells tea, I bet, using Lynn's methods, and I'm closing it tomorrow at $1,320. Her average party before that was $250. Holy cow, that's amazing. So now, can we guarantee that you're going to, go out of the gates and have those results? Not necessarily right out of the gate for yourself, because there's so many factors that go into it, but you have to start somewhere, right? And then you progress and get better and better and better. Then we have...
That's Tara Bruckner.
Bruckner. I couldn't read the last name. She went from $1,000 in sales a month to over $2,500 and moved up in her compensation plan to supervisor. So she says that Lynn's strategies built her confidence and helped her create better relationships. And that's what it's about. Very often we think when we are doing a virtual party, it's all about selling. And while it's all selling skills, the recipient who's watching and experiencing doesn't want to feel sold to, right? And then Susan Parnham, she feels unstoppable. And her party results were, $1,000 in 23, $285, $772, and $1,150. So that's a pretty healthy party average. And she's been inspired to add virtual parties to her business. And I know some other recent results from some of the folks in some of our programs who have had some really huge, over $5,000 or $6,000 virtual parties. So it's not something that's going away, but it's something that's evolving. And that's why we're here tonight, because it's so important for you to evolve with your business and stay on top of what's working, so that every hour that you're spending out there working hard, that you're getting results from it.